Hey everyone, welcome to Dad Challenge Podcast. I've got a great video for you today, but before we get started, I need to talk to you about Skillshare. If you don't know what Skillshare was, it's an online community of thousands of classes and courses full of everything you'd ever want to learn. It's really cool. As you guys know me, I love to learn. I love to learn new things. I consider myself a jack of all trade, master of none. I know a little about a lot of things. I wish I was a master of one of them, but I'm not. But Skillshare is really good for people like me who like to learn that way, who might want to just try something new. And that's courses like music, and I love music. I mean, marketing, you want to get into business, investment. I mean, there's probably something for everyone. Do you want to learn how to farm snails? I'm sure it's on there somewhere. It might not be. It's all about taking learning to the next level and doing something that you might not even have thought of before. The world of learning has changed, and online classes for creatives like Skillshare is kind of the wave of the future as far as education is concerned. It's hands-on learning from the professionals you want to get it from. And you do it at your pace, in your time, with your budget. That's why I love Skillshare. And it's really cool because even if you do know something or a little bit about something, this will help you get to the next level, which I also think is really important in your learning. And it's fun. So in today's course, I'm gonna look up NFTs. And I've been really interested in this anyway, and I wanna see what it's all about. Turn your art into an NFT. Join the world of digital art. And if I ever need to go back because I forgot something or whatever, I don't have to go through the whole course. I click on this convenient legend on the right to find out where I left off or where I need to go back to. It's so great.
NFT stands for non-fungible token, which means it cannot be interchanged or substituted.
And because they're sponsoring this video, and I think you should absolutely try them, the first 1,000 people that use the link below in my description box there will get 1 month free, which is pretty cool. It gives you a chance to take a look at it, take a couple of courses if you have the time, and really dig in and see if you like it. And I promise you, you're gonna love it. It's really cool. It's the wave of the future for creatives and curious minds alike. Those who want to learn, maybe you don't have the opportunity to go to university college, maybe you're staying at home with your kids and you want to just take a couple of courses. Gus agrees with me. You should get on Skillshare. Right, Gus? Right? I told you. I'm gonna learn so much. I'm very excited. And thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name is Josh. Today we're doing the follow-up video, the much anticipated follow-up video to the Janell conversation where we talk about Jesssfam, and today we answer your questions. And there are a lot of questions. She got some, I got some, and Janell actually has some really insightful things to say and has obviously the inside scoop, unlike any of us have ever seen, into Jesssfam's world of filming, behind the scenes, her parenting, all those kind of things. I think you're going to be surprised at what goes down here. It's actually quite interesting. We had a great conversation. Her hair looks fantastic. So without further ado, let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. It is your much anticipated follow-up video with your favorite Janell. Love the hair. The hair looks really good today, by the way. The hair looks like,
Thanks.
It looks like, I don't know how you do that. That looks really good.
Oh, I do it. I do it myself.
You do that yourself?
The process.
That's
yeah.
crazy. But yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
thanks for coming back on. I know it takes, a lot of guts, but I think the overwhelming support that you got, I mean, I know that because my people that follow me are like that. They're just, they're here to support the message. They're here to do that. And they see, what you've done and what you've gone through. And I think what I found overall was this message of she didn't deserve you as a friend.
Yeah. That's what I'm, yeah. Correct.
What were your takeaways from? Did you get any response from that? Not just from anybody, but from some support. Like what happened after the video dropped? Because that's a big video.
90% was like complete support. Mainly supporting the fact that I spoke up. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily, like supporting me for bashing anyone, but more like, dude, like people don't, I guess, speak up against, I don't know. Do people not speak up? Like, I don't know. All I know is yeah, I mean, I don't know what there is to be scared of, honestly. I mean, that's one of the questions that I did get is about, is she suing me? And I'm like, there's nothing you can sue me for. So no, she can't sue me. So,
well, what can happen, and this is what happens in this world of defamation, slander, and stuff like that, is they can try to sue you, and it's called what's called a slap suit. And what they do is they just try to threaten you by sending you like a cease and desist letter, which you can actually just wipe your ass with, because if you're not lying and they can prove, and you can prove that you're not lying, which I think nothing you've said there is a lie.
But here's my thing is, how stupid would she look to sue me over something that she did first? That's my point, is she would look really stupid if she just tried to sue me after what she just did to me. So, I don't know. But,
I honestly think she'd like it to go away, but she couldn't help herself in the podcast. I think it was a couple days ago where she's like, my fake friends, my fake family. She's laughing at it, and nobody was convinced. By the way, you looked at that, and I honestly, for the first time in my life, have felt sorry for Jesssfam. I honestly did.
I literally saw just that part, and here's where we can start, is the comments she makes and the things that come out of her mouth after all of this just kind of blows me away, like saying, joking about your fake friends and like all this, like, it's so true, and she just needs people to laugh at it so people believe it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
She's almost like nudging people like, huh, that's funny, right? Ha, it's funny, right?
Right. So one of the, right, exactly. She needs that constant, this is what one of her responses on TikTok. Someone says it's okay to lie about someone's character because it doesn't fit with your narrative, and not apologize and just stay quiet. And she says, or like, it's okay to finally speak up after being dragged on social media for over a year when you've tried multiple times to talk privately.
You're saying Jesssfam said that?
Yes, this is a comment on her TikTok. So I don't remember ever dragging her name through any sort of mud. If I did, I would like to see what I said or what I did. If anything, I really just never spoke bad about her. Never when we were friends. I was not talking bad about her. And then I was, of course, talking to my friends now, but I never dragged her name.
No, you didn't. And I think that was one of the big comments we got was, this was a very respectful conversation. You would even correct me in things that I was wrong about. Like, you're like, something about the children. No, he was good with the kids. Or like, you were very quick to say it how it was.
Right.
And you did not do anything maliciously or slander at all.
Right.
You were just
But she's saying a whole year I dragged her through the mud. I'm like, what are you talking about, first of all? And then she says that she tried numerous times to talk to me privately. No. Okay. I went back and I finally found what I was looking for. September 9th, this past September 9th, I posted to Instagram pretty much saying, replaced as fuck. For everyone asking, no, we are no longer friends. Maybe one day I'll open my heart about it and speak about it, but I need to heal first. September 9th, I posted that. She replied with, oh, news to me, LOL. She couldn't take that time to tell me exactly why she didn't want to be my friend anymore. That's when you should have said all of this to me. Instead, you waited, 6 months saying that I'm dragging your name. You wait 6 months and you tell it to the public.
Yeah, and again, there's no evidence of you dragging her name. And
it's
just because you didn't kiss her ass. That's the whole point.
She had the most opportunity to tell me exactly what is up, to be a woman and stand up and say what is up. And she did not do it. She's saying that I am getting the attention I craved for so long, and I'm just another page in her book.
It's just deflection.
If I wanted, I could have taken up on this whole thing so long ago. Like, I was with her every single day. I wasn't doing anything. You know what I mean? I could have literally used her for exactly what everyone else is using her for. But I didn't, because I didn't want to do it.
You could have easily done it, and you could have easily made a ton of money doing it too. You
could
could
have
have easily done it.
Easily. I have messages of her telling me to do it because I'm somebody. I was like, no, I'm nobody. And she's like, you're somebody. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, I guess, wanting me to, share my story and stuff like that. But I just never like wanted to do that. But you're going to tell me, she would tell me multiple times, do YouTube, do YouTube, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, look,
but
the evidence is so apparent for all those in her life right now who all have YouTube channels. It's
correct.
Just, the evidence is there.
And I was the only one, besides, there was, of course, a couple of people that didn't, but I was next to your side every day, not taking advantage of you for numbers or for anything. So,
well, I think what's happening here is obviously it's deflection. So she's just trying to deflect away from her own thing by saying, "Oh, now you get the attention you want." Blah blah blah.
Correct.
And it's just deflection.
Correct.
Okay, my turn.
Correct.
We're gonna go back and forth.
Correct.
I got questions. This is one of the main questions I get a lot. Has Jess reached out to you since the video?
No.
Just only in snide comments on the side.
Just on that one. Oh, not since the video. No, not since the video. I didn't block her on Instagram for quite some time. I can't remember when I finally was like, okay, like I'm blocking her on everything. And then she doesn't obviously have my new phone number that I got, a while ago. She does have my email. If she really wanted to, she definitely could email me. She's had opportunity and she didn't, and she's not going to. And if she did today, I wouldn't accept.
Okay.
And that's another question people were saying is, would I ever be friends with her again? And that's an absolute no. September 9th, when I posted that, that was me saying I'll never be friends with this person again. That's when I was done.
But she burned the bridge, not you.
Correct.
I want to say that. Okay, another one is a lot I get just like kind of clarifying questions. And just some people want some tea, to be honest with you, so there's a couple questions. Is she a good mom? Or is it just what you see, what she posts, a good mom? Yeah, just that's a question, and then I'll have a follow-up. Is she, like, to be honest, like, is she as good as she puts online?
I think she's a great mom.
Okay.
I do. I think she puts her kids before everything. She does. She never really put much time in herself. She does do everything for the kids. I will say that.
But can I got to push back a little bit, because the persona that she puts out there is it flies in the face of that, because of the things like her name on her wall, every video being about her, even her kid's birthday party videos about being about her.
Oh yeah,
like there's self-centeredness.
Right.
So I guess maybe you're right. So she's probably a good mom, but she's also, is she self-centered?
It's because you're very right in that part. It's like, we've all been crappy parents one time or another. And, of course she's not at all perfect, like behind the scenes. No, not at all perfect.
Yeah.
But no, you're right in the sense of course she has to do all this for the kids, because that's the only way to get paid. You know what I mean? Is by doing all of this and using the kids for that.
Did she really lose that family member to COVID? Because she was arguing with those teenagers and said she lost family members to COVID. Remember the teenager said, I lost my grandmother, and just like me too.
Right. I don't know a single family member of hers that passed to COVID. Grammy wasn't COVID related. She told me, that was definitely other things. So
she was just
when I looked back, I mean, maybe there's a distant family, not distant, but like maybe like her,
maybe a friend or something,
maybe
friend of a friend or a friend of a mom or something like that. Okay.
I think I would know if a family member like passed of COVID and stuff. I had all of her family on Facebook and everything up until very recently and stuff. So
interesting. I might go back and look at what she did say to those teenagers, because that does make a difference, because
the way she said it in a very like, well,
me too.
So did I.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like,
I've lost 3 people to COVID. I know. Trust me, if anybody knows, we know, which is why we vaccinated.
I know you lost people, but I lost people too. So I lost people more than you, better than you. I lost more better people.
I literally, my face was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, no, you didn't. Like,
Okay.
no one in your family. Yeah.
But deets on the sneaky relationship with Drake.
Oh, I don't think it's as sneaky as it really seems, honestly. I think the fact that it did happen was like one thing, but you have to understand the timeline here. They were only divorced for a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was pregnant with the twins, so we snuck him to my house right before she was gonna deliver with the boys.
Whoa.
And so, you know, and then he was there in the delivery room. So it was like definitely like she wanted to hide it from her family at that point, at that time, but it was not long after that he was back in their life again.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think that I have his video that I was going to dismantle. He's got one on Vimeo. I haven't even seen it yet, but I know it exists, and I'm going to talk about it.
Is this the video people are talking about?
I have it.
Okay, I didn't know it existed. Okay.
Oh,
She
here's a
took
good
over
question.
a lot.
Is Drake's family involved with the boys?
They were. The family that is in Nevada, Jessica took them to see them a couple times, and then when they would come down to Modesto, they would reach out. Sometimes it would work together and sometimes not. But yeah, it might be his mom, a couple brothers and stuff like that. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, your turn. I asked like 5. It's your turn.
No, that's okay. Are Lily and Alina still friends? No,
yeah, that was a question I got.
not.
How did it affect?
Yeah.
How did it affect Alina? How did it affect Lily? Do you know if it affected Lily at all too? Like, do they? What everybody seems to be forgetting, and it's not. I don't really want to focus too much on the kids because it's really not super appropriate. But at the same time, there are kids that have been affected in this, and we just want to know: are they okay?
You know, I don't think it hit the kids for a minute because the move in itself was put distance between them. So then we had, you know, they moved so far away, and then I had come out to San Francisco, and, you know, having to go from San Francisco to Modesto to Elk Grove just wasn't an option a whole lot of the time. But I know that Alina was very hurt about not being able to see them. She would randomly ask me, can I go to Jessica's? And I'm like, well, I mean, you got to ask them, talk to them. I'll get you there. You know what I mean? But it was probably more of a slow drifting, you know, thing. And then I don't think that Alina communicates with them and stuff. So Alina lost a lot. Yeah. Honestly, she lost a lot.
That's true.
That's like, you know, she was just a great...
And then was thrown under the bus by Jess too, by the way.
And then was thrown under the bus. Exactly. Which, you know, that's a whole other thing.
Do you think Jess was emotionally dependent on you, and that's all the relationship was? Like, she was dependent, like she wants to put it like you were dependent on her, but I've seen this comment a couple times, is it feels like she was dependent on you, and the fact that you wouldn't do the things she wanted, she felt like, I don't know, losing control of that?
Right. Well, I mean, I depended on her more for what I've come to realize is just being out, you know, I've talked about this, is being out of my house into like, you know, just like a whole family and like, you know, doing our thing or whatever. That's how I feel like I kind of used her in a sense, is like, I just really like that. For her with me, I think she just likes to have a friend like at all times. Not at all times, but like I think she says she's the social person. So who's going to come hang out with her every time?
People. Yeah.
I'm down to hang out every time.
And that's fine, because I mean I'm a person who likes to be around people too, to agree. And
yeah,
that's nothing wrong with
me
that.
Too. Yeah.
But the dependent relationship is, my question is then, was there an expectation of you to do things like clean the house and all that kind of stuff? No.
Never.
But she didn't say no, ever.
No. I mean, No, yeah, no. She never asked me. She never asked me to do really anything, honestly. I just
You just did it.
offered because I knew it had to be done,
Yeah.
you know.
Janelle, do you know how Jesssfam was allowed to still keep Tommy and Caden in the videos after the lawsuit?
I don't know.
Oh, I found out something. I found out something crazy, by the way.
No.
I found out something crazy, and I think it might work because I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
If there is a child, and if I hope that Tommy and Caden's mom is listening to this.
Yeah.
Let's hope she's listening. I don't know if you have their number or anything, but let's hope she's listening to this. But if you have any sort of parental rights, and I'm not just saying custody, I'm saying parental rights to any degree. Like I'm talking about like people like Tommy from LeBrant's. I'm talking about like all these other ones that have these bio dads that sit on the outside that have no rights. Okay, here is the right you do have. If you go into YouTube and you have a YouTube channel, you can actually flag that and you can tell YouTube that a privacy concern. I don't want my kid on this video, or at least they have to blur their face every single time. And if they don't do it, YouTube will take the videos down and give them strikes. So I'm just learning about this now through actually Annie from 10 to Life, who went through this whole thing too, with the story that we were both covering. But if the bio parents that have any rights whatsoever do not want those kids on, they don't have to go through the courts. All they have to do is go through YouTube's flagging process. And every video with those two boys on it has to be blurred or removed, or she'll get strikes. So I'm learning about that right now. It seems to be pretty new, but I don't think anybody really knows that they can avail themselves of that, and that's a pretty big deal, actually.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know how. Like was it a set thing? Like it was court ordered that they can't be?
Yeah, because Jess had in one of her Facebook leaked posts that I did a video on, she said that, I don't know, I'm paraphrasing, but she said basically that B doesn't want those kids. Or she said, how is it possible that this mom can stop these kids from being in our vlog? Blah, blah, blah. She was super upset, and she had stopped it for a while.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if they just ignored the court order or they all
I
made
feel
an
like
agreement.
they just ignored it, maybe.
Probably. Because
I
suing
feel
somebody is
like,
going to cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I don't know why Ashley allows her kids to be on there.
Apparently she doesn't. That's the thing. And then Jesssfam, but Chris is like, well, I have parental rights, so I can do it. But what they don't know is that, yeah, you have a right to put them on there, sure, but she has a right to request that YouTube force them to blur them. Right. Because they are saying, I don't agree to this, but if they're going to keep them on, so be it. But you have to blur my children's faces. It's going to be a big deal. If it actually is true, that's a game changer for so many of these big content creators.
Yeah.
Like huge, big deal. Okay.
That's so true.
Here's a question. Is her entire life faked for the camera? Is she here's a better way of phrasing it. Is she different on camera than she is off camera? I want to say I don't think so. That's my
really no. No, not personality wise. It's pretty much her all the time.
Which is probably exhausting for everybody around her. How has Jess changed from when Janell first became friends with her to now? Like the money. See, you've known her for so many years. You've seen the success. So you've seen her start from zero, started from the bottom, now here, and now she's all the way up here making tons and tons and tons of money. Has that affected who she's become over the years?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Like it has to be. Like she's got this big head now. You know what I mean? Like talking about wanting to sue me, your former best friend. Like how big of a head do you fucking have? Like we were friends. We're not co-workers. We're not YouTube friends. We were friends. Like that when I saw that comment about her being able to my libelous actions, I just like, girl, who the fuck are you? Like, come back down to fucking earth. Yeah. Like, come back to earth. Hello. You know what I mean? Sorry for my language, but that was just
getting a little bit Modesto in here.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
All right. Here's a couple of questions.
People say that. That's so funny. I think it's hilarious.
In hindsight, now that you see everything that's kind of happened, are you dissatisfied, or do you regret any of the friendship that you had with her?
No, actually, one of my questions that I said that I would answer is, or was it that one? There's a really good
Yeah,
question.
It's your turn anyway. I'm being greedy with the questions.
No, it's okay. You have good questions, so it's okay. What do I do with all like the memories that like, pop up on your phone or something like that? Someone asked.
Oh, yeah.
And to be completely honest, I believe the first 10 years or whatever, I think that it was all completely real. I do believe it was all real. I don't think I was necessarily being used for my presence in any way. I think we were just like really good friends. The change came when, the fame came, is when, it's like really started changing. So when I start seeing memories about like that time period, it just like makes me like whatever.
Are you sad?
But
or is it not cringy, but you're sad?
yeah, because in reality now I just like believe, that she didn't like me for so long, and she's probably talking to little Roslyn and Hannah and talking shit about me. You know what I mean? And like I'm not even lying when I say that I never bashed her, like ever, even to my really close friends. Like I was never, doing that. But now looking back, I believe she's been doing that since Roslyn and Hannah came around. Like I believe that them two put this something in her brain to make her think these really bad things like about me and stuff like that, because she wasn't like this before.
So Roslyn and Hannah, you consider them,
stuck up for me before.
So they came in the picture, this started happening, you started seeing the attitude switches. Roslyn and Hannah inherently, are they do they love drama? Do they gossip a lot? Is that who they really are in real life?
Yeah, all they do is talk shit about people behind their backs, and then they go to their face and either act like she doesn't know them, because she's done that, acting like she doesn't know somebody, or she looks them in the face and just puts the fakest shit on her face. And I can see I know the fake face. People don't see it. They think that she's just genuinely nice. But girl, y'all don't know what's said behind your backs. Like, come on, dude. She has a really good fake face.
And if they did it to you, you know that they likely do it with each other against Jess, or Jess and one does it against the other. Because I didn't know who Hannah was until I broke down the vacation videos, and I'm like,
yeah,
Hannah, don't wear the onesie. The onesie's a no-go. Yeah. It's a no-go. Okay, here's a good question. If the kids say they don't want to be filmed, does she listen?
I've said this somewhere or somewhat. I've never once heard her ask a child if she can film or if this is okay to put in a video. And I've been around millions and millions. Okay, that's exaggerating. Thousands of hours of editing, and I've never heard her question a kid if something is okay.
I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly.
And so the podcast she did with Ashley Siren, I don't know if you listen. This is her sweater, by the way.
Haven't heard it.
Ashley Siren is a teen mom who lives in, I don't think she lives in Modesto anymore, but she moved to Modesto, and she reached out to Amber and Jessica to bring her on the podcast. In this podcast, Ashley Siren is literally saying, like, I was too young to be on TV, and I had no control over anything, and I regret being on TV so young. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, maybe I'm like, whatever. She's pretty much saying that she regrets being on TV so young because she had no control. And Jessica's over here saying, yeah, well, I have all the control of what I put out there with my kids and stuff like that. But at the same time, Jessica's agreeing with Ashley, like, yeah, that's so, oh my God, like, being on MTV, that's scary. You have no control. But I have control over what I put on for my kids. But I'm like, it's not always good what you put out. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
none of it. Okay. And
the kids don't get a say.
Yeah, and the kids don't get a say. Here's the thing. When it comes to Jesssfam, and I've said this multiple times about Jesssfam, okay? Her kids are on there forever. Their stories are told. They did the bra shopping.
Yeah.
They've done other things. They've
Yeah.
been hurt. She's talked about their teachers. She's done all that kind of stuff. That's not even the major issue because they're
Right.
not. They are there and they're there a lot, but they're not super there like because Jesssfam's self-centered, right? It's mostly about
Right.
Jesssfam.
Right.
Where it gets scary is when those kids start getting into high school and they start getting into relationships and colleges and blah, blah, blah. High school mostly. Is what's going to happen is their friends or their enemies, because everybody's got enemies in high school,
Yeah.
are going to be able to look up videos of her mom talking about
Yep.
threesomes, of her mom talking about getting drunk on a
Their
cruise ship.
circumcisions
Everything.
or
Yeah, you know what I mean?
anything like
They're going to be able
that.
to see
Correct.
that. That's the problem. But that's a good
Correct.
segue into
Right.
this question. Is Jess really as negligent as she seems? Like not paying attention, cameras or babysitting for her, that kind of thing. Like her kids getting hurt.
Yeah.
She's never watching her
Yeah.
kids. And she admits it.
Right. That's, you know, I mean, that's kind of correct, honestly. Like, you know, I mean, I've not been to the new house with the pool. I can't speak about anything like that, you know, but yeah, the front yard and stuff, we would just watch them on the cameras and
Crazy.
yeah,
She'll
but
post her
I
kid
feel
almost
like
getting
it's,
smashed by a basketball net on his head.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Does Jessica have as good a relationship with her stepsons as she claims? Do they see her as mom and all that? Could they call her mom? That kind of stuff.
They really do, but I mean, I think she's like definitely the Disneyland mom.
Right.
Disneyland
The
dad.
fun mom. The one
Like,
that lets them do everything they want. They,
definitely,
yeah.
right. I don't want to speak too much about that, but yeah, no, the relationship wasn't like, no, not perfect. Not as perfect as the camera shows. No.
Whoa, there's a comment here that's quite... Maybe you'll know about this. It's from fans. Does Jess write them off after they leave? Like fans leave her. Was my letter even read? Given to her at Disneyland. You know anything about that?
Oh.
Someone gave
Say the
Jess-
first part again.
So does Jess write off the friends after they leave? Like fans, right? Was my letter even read? Meaning, I think this person gave Jess a letter to her face at Disneyland.
Right. No, I mean, she used to read a good amount, and then no.
Okay.
Probably not, but I don't.
I'm getting some questions even I didn't even think
That's
of.
funny.
This is a good one, and if you might not know it. Have you ever witnessed her like bribing her kids to be in a vlog, or like coercing them to behave to be in the vlog, or telling them to say something? You have seen
definitely.
it. Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Jeez.
Absolutely.
Like money? Is money? Does she bribe them with money?
Not necessarily money, but like, if we don't film this, like, we're not going to get paid.
Oh, that's
Like,
way
if
worse.
we have to film this because
I need to put a vlog out. I need to put a vlog out.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
I need
That's
content.
spicy. Don't do that.
Yeah.
With kids, because that inadvertently puts pressure on her kids to act, to work, and it's not on them. That's not their responsibility. Ooh, that's
correct.
crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely things that's been said for sure.
Does Jess acknowledge Talia smokes weed? And why is it only a problem when it's you who did it and not Talia?
I don't know. And in the video Talia just put up, and she's talking about like lies and like stuff like that. And I don't know what other things are being said about her, because all I said is she's the one that got me smoking weed again. So if she's aiming at me with that comment saying that I'm lying, like, that's just like the biggest load of shit. You know what I mean? Like, the biggest load of shit. I don't understand why it's okay for Talia and not for me. I don't know.
It sounds like she was looking for things to hate you for and just was using them as excuses.
That's on point. Exactly it.
And
Correct.
I think I haven't seen the video. I just watched it for 2 seconds because I download it before I watch it, so I don't give them a view. I will be tearing it apart, of course.
Oh, that's
Talia's
perfect.
mom reached out to me and she's like, I want to talk to you. I'm like, you don't want to talk to me. I promise you don't want to talk to me. I said, go talk to Talia first before you talk to me. And she got all mad at me and she's like, no, I want to talk to you. And I'm like, I promise you, make sure Talia is okay first with you talking to me. And then I was like, I'm not talking to you. Like, If you want to talk to me, that's fine, but you don't, is what I'm saying. Because my logic for what these people do, it's almost, you can't argue against it. It's just because exploitation of children is wrong. It'll always be wrong. And there's nothing you could say, I don't think, and I haven't heard the argument yet, that makes it okay to do that. Talia is just, I think what she's trying to say is like, she's not a stalker. She doesn't attach herself to other people, but we all see it. Everybody sees it. So, okay.
Yeah.
Here's a good one.
Definitely.
Here's some tea. Did Jessica ever put Caden in speech therapy?
No.
I didn't even know that was a thing. But these are people who obviously know a lot about the channel.
Well, he definitely has like a different speech than his twin brother. I know that's like semi-normal, but no speech therapy. He probably could have benefited from that a little bit, but no.
Do you have any questions? Because I'm still scrolling.
Well, people asked if I was going to sue her for defamation, and I think just the short answer is I had two options: either sue her and be a bitch, or speak my truth. And I chose to speak my truth. And you can't go suing someone after you already spoke. So no, I won't be suing her.
Plus, it's really expensive, and it's almost impossible.
I don't care.
Even if you did outright blatantly lie or whatever, it's seriously almost impossible to sue somebody for libel and slander. The benchmark to prove it has to be astronomical. Like, you made her lose millions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's right.
So everybody talks about suing. Look in the history of being sued for defamation and slander. Give me a case where it's actually gone through and ever happened. Ever.
Kale from Teen Mom is suing Brianna from Teen Mom for defamation right now.
And they'll settle, or they won't go through. Okay.
Hilarious.
I don't know why this is important, but did Jesssfam grow up in the Central Valley? What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, Modesto, technically, yeah.
Oh, here's a question. Move the F-U-C-K. Jess is right about you. You really are a creepy Canadian. That's to me, not you.
Jess was right about you.
So what did she say about me? I don't know.
Right. No one knows.
The one thing that people keep asking, and you don't want to answer the question, but like, they're talking about this timeline between when Chris did what he did to you at the party and the threesome, because they're like, well, they're confused at.
It's a very short timeline. 7 months.
So after he did that, it was 7 months after he did that, and people were thinking it was before, but it wasn't before.
No, it was 7 months, about 7 months after I finally went back, and I was tripping because, I was drunk for so long. I had to like regain my memory, and I was like, damn, it was 7 months. And then I was figuring all this other stuff out about the anniversary party, and I like put 10 and 10 and 10 together, and I just like so much more came to my head afterwards. It's crazy.
I don't want to get too much into it, but it is the case that it happened, and then that happened later, because again, I don't even think you realized it. I think even when we were talking about it, to the degree of what he did was absolutely wrong. I don't think you even realized it, to be honest with you.
Right. Well, I think also people don't, I don't know if people realize or see, but so Jesssfam is technically like a business, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're around her and in her space when she's filming, you're technically at work, right? Mm-hmm. But we all hear Chris's sexual jokes all day, every day. And that there is sexual harassment.
Yes, it is.
Because we're all if you're at work and all this, and he's made sexual comments to just like it's on YouTube. Can you give me some examples? You know what I mean?
Can you give me? He even does it on YouTube. Yeah, he does. I know that he's a little bit crass and rude, but like, has there been anything is there anything, because you seem to in this world? What surprised you? Was there one where you were like, "What the heck"?
It was always just sexual jokes, like around anything and everyone. You know what I mean? Saying sexual jokes around Hannah when Hannah wasn't even 21, like. You don't make sexual jokes around a child like that,
But does he do that? Does he act like that around the littles?
Subtly and quietly for sure. Like, the kids don't have. Not necessarily on the kids. But that's the point of it's sexual harassment. So don't.
Exactly. And you're saying he does it all the time, and you guys are saying if Jesssfam says this is a working environment, he shouldn't be doing those things. I think Chris is going to have a hard time after all this stuff starts coming out. People are going to start saying the truth. And the thing is that Jesssfam isn't really going to get the brunt of this. It's going to be Chris, because what he did to you was really, really, really inappropriate. I don't care what she says about libelous. He did the thing, and he's being called out for it now. And there's another person that's saying that, I don't know, I have to find it. But, I mean, there's just too much problematic behavior. Not just the stealing of the kiss and that inappropriate, but doing lewd sexual jokes around people who don't want it is considered sexual harassment. Yeah. That's like,
I think the second instance with the second girl is like a lot of people don't realize at that point the threesomes had been going on already. So, you know, by the anniversary party.
What's the fakest thing Jesssfam has done for or in a video in front of you? Like the fakest, you're like, oh my God, roll your eyes. Like it might not be terrible, but you're like, oh my God.
I don't want to say like brand sponsors in a way, because, you know, I think everyone knows that they don't use half of the shit. I mean, I would hope. That kind of like gets me a little, because it is so fake. But I mean, the fakeness in general of, you know, being, you know, kind to Amber, you know, when the camera's on, or, you know, talking shit about this person and then inviting them to your birthday, to the parties. And
you just saw the fake, you just saw the fake two-sidedness. I mean, does Mimi condone everything Jessica does?
Yeah, she doesn't tell her no.
That's what I thought. I mean, who cares, right?
She's got no say, really. I think the reason you got left behind with Jess is jealousy. Her husband was into you.
I saw that comment a lot. And I mean, it's almost inarguable. Does that make sense? Like, yes is the answer, of course.
And I was like, damn, dude. Like, I never really saw it that way, you know, but then I started seeing comments, and I'm like, if y'all even knew, you know what I mean? If I could even say, but I won't. Yeah. So.
I just want to know why the whole vibe with Roslin on the cruise was so weird. That's what someone asks here.
Oh, well, I did not watch anything. I only watched what you posted.
And she's like, I think Roslin, here's my take on it. Probably that Roslin was seasick.
My take is honestly, I think this is probably my take. Roslyn was put into a sea of real YouTubers where she's shit. You know what I mean? So I think that for once she wasn't up here. You know what I mean?
In the group that she was in, she was the lowest on the totem pole.
She was the lowest of the totem pole, like straight up. So I think that's probably, maybe that's why, maybe she was sick. Maybe.
I mean, you know more than I do. Here's a good question, more into the channel stuff, because look, it's really interesting for me too. Would they ever stage or fabricate videos like ER visits, injuries for thumbnails, things like that? Was anything ever faked?
I mean, injuries definitely get played up. Yeah. I mean, we've already seen it. You know what I mean? It's all played up. I mean, that's just that, you know.
This one has good questions. Something she always wished viewers would be able to know about behind the scenes that she doesn't want to show because for whatever reason, but wishes her fans did know.
I mean, she's became a potty mouth, you know, and you can't really have that on YouTube.
She's a potty mouth. I mean, we all are. That's fine. That's a dumb question. Okay. Does Jess really... Here's a question that everybody's been dying to know. Does Jess really think yellow is her color? Did you... Janelle, of all the times you were her friend, why did you not pull her aside as a friend and say, Jess, chill with the yellow?
The yellow... Okay, well, she was making her house yellow, and I always told her yellow is not... I never told her the yellow looks great. I actually wore a yellow dress, I think, to her house like one time, just because I was like, let me be yellow. The yellow that's today is just no. Exactly. The swims, no. I don't think yellow is the correct color.
Correct, exactly. Hold on.
No.
Ooh, what does her brother Ben think about the whole Jesssfam brand? I didn't even know that Jesssfam had a brother. I swear to God, I didn't know.
Oh my God, Ben lived in the house with Mimi and all them. Yeah, he's just a sweet, quiet person. You can't really get 5 words out of the guy.
Okay. Keep going.
I didn't even know about Ben.
Did Jess get her boobs done for free because she basically sponsored the surgeon in videos?
Oh my God. I feel like the second one might have been free.
The lift or the removal?
She
had them removed,
maybe,
right?
Yeah.
Or downsized or whatever.
I remember her saying that because I know that she got like a couple random treatments from the people, but she brought them in a lot of business. So it was more of like a, hey, thanks for bringing business.
Okay.
Type of deal.
That's all the questions I have.
I think just the biggest thing that I wanted to like get across is just the fact that she makes claims. She makes claims about, like talk to me in private when she's just had so long to contact me privately before that live that she did. And I just don't, she says that I dragged her name and, I just don't think that really.
We debunked that.
Yeah.
But again, at the same time, you have to give it for her. That's what she assumes it is. That's her truth or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think if you read the comments, if you go look at the video yourself, and even in this video, you've done the same thing. You've been very fair. You've called out if I've been wrong about something or.
This person said, I can't believe you had sex with Chris and Jess. You're way out of their league.
What a weird world they live in. What a weird world they live in.
Crazy.
And the fact that there's so many kids in this picture that just have to sit in their universe is such a weird thing to me.
When are you going on Dead Podcast? Gemsy just seems to be a good person, but now seems so bitchy. Definitely. She has a whole different attitude of not the same person.
Yeah.
No, she's not the same person at all. At all. Never.
Yep, I agree I think a lot of people would say that. I think money does change people. Excuse me. I think money changes people.
Yeah.
The clout you get, if you get recognition. Here's a question. Does Jess love being recognized in public?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Clearly.
She even tells people, like, if you see me, like, say hi and stuff like that. And
so dangerous.
That's a little scary when you think about it. It's just a little scary when you think about it, because that's like 5 to 7 children, that you've got to kind of protect. You're in a small little town. Like,
I think what people really see in you is just. Here's the thing I saw a lot too. Like, Janell, can I be your friend? Is what everybody was saying.
I know.
You got so many people who would love to have you in their life because they see just that you're supportive, you're chill, you're not about the drama. You really aren't. And I just that's I encourage you just to keep plugging away, do your thing, and don't let her get you down. Don't let the redhead get you down.
Yeah. I just have to remind myself that I did everything out of literally the kindness of my heart, and I did it for many reasons. And she didn't deserve that. And honestly, at this point, and I found some other stuff out that I'm not gonna touch on, but after I found all this stuff out, the only thing in my head was the only words I would say to this girl. If I saw her face to face, I would just tell her she's fucking disgusting and fuck you. Those are the only words I would ever have to say to her face to face.
You're not talking about Jess. You're talking about someone else.
No, I'm talking about Jess with this other stuff that she's said and like that she's talked about. I lost all respect. I have no respect for her, and just knowing that I was a good person and she has nothing bad to say about me for 10 years, and she's just finding stuff to say about me now to make me look like a bad person is just wild to me. And I know that I am a kind person, and I am not a Roslyn and a Hannah where they are fake as shit. I've reached out to a lot of these people and apologized on my behalf of not being a better, not being better, and I saw the fakeness. I saw everything going on, and I didn't step up, and I didn't do anything, and I didn't be a better person. I just allowed it. So,
and for those of you confused what she's saying there, we have talked about this, but there are some things going on that Jess is like trying to do, and that's fine. And it might be a to be continued, it might not be, but keep it in your back pocket because you got to protect yourself.
It's in my back pocket.
That's what
I got a
I'm
lot
for.
there.
Yeah, there's a lot in the old pocket, that's for sure.
We're full here.
Yeah. So anyway, Janell, thanks for coming on the show. It's been incredible. Again, you're so cool.
Thank you.
And I think people see that too. And so anybody has any more questions, I'm sure we'll see you again for sure.
I'll be in the comments.
Thanks, Janell. So that was a great interview. I mean, I'm hoping that Janell comes on again. If you guys have any more questions as things arise, something tells me that Jesssfam's not going to be able to keep her gob shut, right? She's going to have to eventually come out and say something because she did already. She did a live on Janell, and Janell didn't say half the things she said now. So obviously Jess is going to say, well, I gotta protect my house. I gotta protect it. Gotta protect my name. And I know this, that Janell has some stuff in her back pocket. I promise you she does. So get ready just in case. That's all I'm saying. It's very interesting. Janell is very cool. And anybody would be lucky to have Janell in their life as a friend. Okay? And we can see that just by hearing her talk. So we all know here that Jess is the problem. Is she the drama? Is Jess the drama? Jess is the drama. Always has been, Jess, if you're wondering. I don't know if you're wondering. But you are the drama. So anyway, thank you for watching this show, guys. I really appreciate you being here. Take a deep breath. Feels good, right? It feels good to get that out. Breathe it. You're incredible, amazing, and valuable. And I hope that you're good friends to those in your life that need good friends. And I hope that you have some good friends, someone you can talk to, vent to, help you when you need it, bury a body if you have to. You know, those types of people. Like a Mark. Do you have a Mark or a Tom in your life? Those are my boys, ride or die. Anyway, I hope that you have an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow.